2025 United Nations General Assembly, Vice President Kashim Shettima continues with extensive consultation. Nigeria signs Memorandum of Understanding MOU with United Arab Emirates to deploy advanced cargo information systems across airports nationwide. The Federal Capital Territory Administration intensifies security operations, targets ungoverned spaces in rural communities. Hello and many thanks for joining us on the news desk at 3 on NTN News 24. We are broadcasting live from Abuja. I am Chinenye Nwui. Vice President Kashim Shettima has played host to the President of Namibia, Nandi Ndaitwah, on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, where both leaders engaged in bilateral talks, where the Namibian leader announced her planned official visit to Nigeria. The Vice President, in a high-level session, also met with a delegation from the Gates Foundation, led by the CEO, Mark Sussman. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
The Namibian leader, who assumed office March 21, 2025, commended Nigeria's diplomats for their invaluable contributions to her government and country. Acknowledging Nigeria's leadership role among Africa member states, she found it appropriate to leverage on the UNGA opportunity to meet with Vice President Kashim Shettima to establish more mutual ties. Vice President Kashim Shettima reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to deepening bilateral relations with Namibia, saying Nigeria-Namibia relationship should be taken to the next level. In a separate high-level session, Vice President Kashim Shettima met with a delegation from the Gates Foundation, appreciating the foundation for its support in healthcare, agriculture, and financial inclusion, while calling for expanded investment in Nigeria.
Now we have called the Rubicon. We are on an upward trajectory. For last quarter, the economy grew by 4.3%. We are expecting that in the next 2 years we will hit 7%. We have no option than to grow. And now our foreign reserves has hit $42 billion. It's still little for a nation of Nigeria's stature, but it's still better than why we made it. There's a lot of agitation within the nation because of the fallouts of our economic policy. But it's a maturation process. It's a price that we all have to pay for the nation to be stabilized.
We have some specific aspirations to really scale up the Kabame's domestic seed production in Nigeria and ultimately have it wholly domestically produced at a much lower cost. And then also wanted to make sure we touched on some of our broader work supporting your investments in human capital, that's both in education and in health more broadly, as you've heard from Mr. Gates, and I know you yourself have been helping drive a human capital development strategy. We think those are, the most essential investments in the citizens of Nigeria.
What I wanted to now put to the table, to the Gates Foundation, is your...
Nigeria's Minister of Education appealed for greater Gates Foundation support in education, especially in the areas of technology and artificial intelligence. The Gates Foundation has signed a new grant with the Central Bank of Nigeria to support related initiatives, saying Nigeria is one of the foundation's strongest partners on the African continent. From New York, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The federal government has signed a landmark Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with Dalil United Arab Emirates, UAE, to deploy advanced cargo information systems across Nigerian airports. This agreement aims to reposition Nigeria as a leading aviation and logistics hub in Africa. Signing the documents on behalf of the federal government, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, says the system will strengthen aviation security, streamline cargo processing, facilitate international trade, and boost Nigeria's position as a regional logistics hub. He further stated that implementation will begin with feasibility studies in October 2025, followed by a nationwide rollout in the third quarter of 2026. The minister emphasized that the partnership also seeks to build resilience, efficiency, and competitiveness in Nigeria's aviation sector, leveraging cutting-edge innovation to drive trade facilitation and revenue growth. As Nigeria works its way through tough economic times, the latest resolution by the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, of the CBN is sparking lively debates among experts and stakeholders. On NTS program, Good Morning Nigeria, financial and business analysts broke down the MPC's decisions and discussed what they could mean for inflation, manufacturing, and the wider economy. Suleiman Abdul Wahab reports.
These financial and business experts unpacked the MPC's recent resolution, offering fresh insights into Nigeria's economic path and policy direction.
For the month of August, we had straight decline across all the measures of inflation, and that is quite heartwarming, particularly if you look at the momentum of disinflation in August. You saw that it was quantum, 1.76 percentage point decrease in headline inflation. If you compare that to the previous month of July, it was just 0.34. So that gave us a lot of impetus.
So when the central bank is saying that they will do all within, within their power to ensure that inflation continues to, trend downwards, this is one of it. Okay, to ensure that public sector deposits in banks are not used to, put a lot of pressure.
They observed that although inflation stay high throughout 2024 and into earlier 2025, it has started easing into recent months. Another highlight was Nigeria's external reserves, which now stand at 43.05 billion.
We could see that things are actually coming down in terms of price of foods. But the challenge now is not the price of food, it's not the price of food coming down, but it's the purchasing power of Nigerians. Yes. You could have food at maybe 1,000 naira, but you cannot affordability. And that's why Prof rightly told the doctor that, ceteris paribus, all things being equal.
They see this as a positive development that could help stabilize the naira and attract more investors' confidence. In Abuja, Suleiman Tobu Abdul Wahab, NT News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has intensified its security operations, targeting ungoverned spaces in rural communities. To this end, the FCTA Task Force on Security has cleared a suspected kidnappers' hideout in Guzape. Director of Security Services Department, Adamu Gwari, revealed plans to deploy drone technology for surveillance and intelligence gathering. Hawa Gimba reports.
In operation, the Ministerial Task Force on Security cleared a forest along the Paduma and Kobe axis on the outskirts of Asokoro and Guzape extension, suspected to have served as a hideout for kidnappers and other criminal elements. The director of the Security Services Department of the FCTA, Adamu Gwari, represented by the Command and Control Secretary, Peter Olumuji, explained that the clearance exercise is part of ongoing efforts to deny criminals the cover of ungoverned spaces. He disclosed that the administration will soon deploy drone technology to provide real-time aerial monitoring and intelligence gathering across vulnerable areas.
This is a transit route for most kidnapping activity that happen around here. You know, from here they can go to Karu, it leads them to Jikwe, it leads them to Rozo, leads them to Kurudu. And the FCT police commissioner have gone around all these routes to carry out recce on it, and that's why we are here to clear these places. And after the clearance, there's going to be a police post mounted there 24 hours.
Been informed by the representative of the village chief that they are in support of our action, that they are going to cooperate with us to clear everything because they are also a victim of these circumstances. So in these circumstances, they are not requesting for compensation, but they are requesting for total clearance of these trees.
Community leaders in the affected areas expressed relief, describing the exercise as timely and critical to curbing adoptions and other violent crimes that have threatened the peace in their neighborhoods.
5 years back now, when people are coming here, this road we cannot pass because anytime in the evening when you pass there, people they will just come out from bush.
I'm sure with this. For this area, we don't tell you who they live for here. Some time where would they work for here in the evening time like that. Some people get some time where we say they call attack one man for here, they kill them.
This bush that you are seeing at my back, truly that is where the attack is always coming from. And even when they attack from the road, that is where they pick people and run into these bushes. And there's no way you can penetrate to see what is really happening, especially in the night.
FCTA assured that the operation will be extended to other flashpoints. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Modern warfare has evolved significantly, with technology playing a pivotal role in determining military combat readiness, with the Nigerian Army leveraging on this opportunity to deliver on their constitutional roles through research and department as well as collaborative efforts. This is the focus of the 2025 Research and Development Test and Evaluation Conference of the Training and Doctrine Command of the Nigerian Army, MENA. Hussein Musa reports.
Research and development play a pivotal role in technological advancement, industrialization and development all over the world. It is in view of this that the Nigerian Army has over the years invested in research and development to enhance capacity and keep pace with its transformational drive, multifaceted, dynamic and evolving security challenges in line with its constitutional rule. The TRADOC 2025 conference with the theme Research and Development, a paradigm for doctrinal guidance to training in contemporary operational environment, aims to provide strategies on how to mitigate the challenges of research and development in the Nigerian Army in order to enhance contribution towards its transformation.
The period will also afford us the opportunity to share knowledge and brainstorm on new frontiers in emerging technologies and ideas, discussions on latest technologies and trends in research and development, and how these can be utilized in modern warfare to facilitate success in the battlefield.
We will brainstorm on processes and procedures for conducting research and development in the Nigerian Army, its challenges, and way forward.
The conference, which brought together sister security agencies within Niger State, will in the next 3 days explore synergies in the areas of information sharing, enhance the response to emergency threats, and cooperation for increased efficiency to strengthen national security. Emena Hussein Musa, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. There'll be more reports when we return. This day.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Bus, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
Many thanks for staying on. As the federal government continues to play its role in providing necessary interventions in meeting the needs of displaced persons across the country, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is seeking partnership with ASR Africa Initiative, a subsidiary under BUA Group, to bridge gaps and strengthen interventions. Ruth Aguele reports.
Going by reports, 6.7 million people are internally displaced across the country, a burden which continues to put a strain on humanitarian interventions. Despite interventions put in place, there are still yearnings to implement effective, durable solutions to restore livelihoods for the displaced. To address this challenge, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is here on a solidarity visit to seek partnership with the ASR Africa Initiative to aid sustainable development and bridge gaps in the area of providing quality education, healthcare, skills acquisition and reintegration of displaced persons.
We have so many things to ensure that we give protection and support to all these persons of concern. We are here to solicit for your support so that we'll be able to come up with the areas of interventions.
When you look at the resources available before the Commission, it's actually very meager. However, we've been doing our best to ensure that we deliver those mandates that we've been saddled with.
We need to be able to look inwards and create solutions to our own problems. The next part of that is also our ability, and it will be impossible to create these solutions if we do not have the kind of strategic partnerships that can create synergy, pool resources, and give us the kind of impact that we expect that will make sustainable change.
As consultations continue, assurances are in place for both parties as they commit to work in synergy to promote inclusivity and restore hope for the vulnerable across the country. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
Nigeria First Integrity Group, in collaboration with All Progressive Stakeholders Forum, has commended some northern governors for giving priority to education in the region. The organization was speaking at an event dedicated to assess the performance of political office holders, remarkable contributions in the growth and development of various sectors of the economy, and advocate for more funding for education.
We have the highest number of out of school children in the north, especially in the far north, like Sokoto State. He has found it as a responsibility to ensure that these children are back to school.
He was able to, renovate and construct large sum of secondary schools, primary schools, and he also came with the idea for the first time, which was never done, to give cash allocation to principals of secondary schools on a monthly basis.
The group appreciated relevant stakeholders in championing the eradication of out-of-school children and upscaling infrastructure in public schools to meet international demands. The Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Doye Diri, says addressing youth unemployment and introducing focused educational programs are key measures in reducing restiveness and related social challenges. Represented by the Commissioner for Youth Development, Alfred Kemekbado, Governor Diri was speaking in Yenagoa at the election of the National Youth Council of Nigeria Executives, where Sukubo Saraiwe was re-elected for a second term of in office. The governor highlighted that the Bayelsa state government has prioritized youth development, recognizing the pivotal role they play in fostering a more stable and prosperous society for young people.
Government, under the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has given enough to the youth constituency. You know, the youth constituency, we have two components. One component is a student component, and the other one is the main youth component. And it cut across the even National Youth Service Corps, of which currently the salary they give to the National Youth Service Corps is far better than before.
With respect to the youths going forward, I would say restiveness and other forms of vices would not help us. We need to be creative, not just only in tertiary education, but in technical, vocational entrepreneurship.
After containing 2 cases of monkeypox in August, the Kano State Center for Disease Control is stepping up surveillance and preparedness. Hadiza Mohammed reports that to boost public awareness and ensure accurate reporting, the agency is engaging journalists on key health threats, from monkeypox and Lassa fever to rabies.
Monkeypox is a viral illness caused by the monkeypox virus, which can spread from person to person through close contact or contaminated objects. Kano State recorded 2 cases, one in Kano Municipal and another in Ungogo local government area, though both patients have since been treated and discharged. As part of its mandate, the center brought together health experts, media practitioners, and its officials to deliberate on monkeypox, Lassa fever, and even rabies. The aim is to disseminate accurate, timely, and factual information that supports public health interventions.
In times where you have a case or an imminent case, then you go into what we call the alert mode. And then from the alert mode, you now go to the response. So for all these diseases, because we don't have them in Nigeria, we are at the watch mode. And it simply means our teams are ready.
Stakeholders say that while the risk of spread remains, timely reporting, public enlightenment, and community sensitization can significantly reduce the impact of outbreaks. They urge journalists to ensure accuracy in their reporting and help counter misinformation, emphasizing that preventive measures are key to protecting lives and curbing the spread. In Kano, Hadiza Mohammed, NTA News.
Political ideologies and good governance have been identified as pivotal for entrenching sustainable and participatory democracy in the country, which promotes healthy competition among key players and provide alternative among Nigerians. This was the positions of various speakers, among them academics and political class, at the public lecture in honor of renowned historian, late Dr. Yusuf Bala Usman of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Sagi Awal reports that the lecture was to commemorate 20 years of the death of the university don.
Late Yusuf Bala Usman, an academic by excellence with many books, journals, and articles to his credit. In addition, late Bala Usman was a political colossus with a clear-cut political ideology for the emancipation of the downtrodden. While alive, he schooled a number of academics at his alma mater, the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The late university don command respect among political class in the country. His books remain a reference point in the academia.
His view of education is that of a functional investment in human capital development, which is anchored in the vision of building a knowledge-driven economy rather than a resource-driven one.
In addition of his outstanding contributions, friends, students, and political disciples gathered to remember him 20 years after his demise. Speakers are clear on the position of the late Bala Usman on political ideology and good governance.
The message for the participants and other Nigerians is that we should look at Bala Usman as a metaphor. Bala Usman as an idea, a generic idea that should be applied by everywhere, and same objective for which he lived and fought.
Someone has been remembered not for the money that he has accumulated, not for the power that he has exercised, but for the power of the intellect. And we are very, very proud of Dr. Yusuf Bala Usman, and his legacies are all over the place in that he has developed human capacity.
The memorial lecture instituted by those who believe in his political and academic ideologies served as a platform to reinforce their commitment to the unity of this country and uphold democracy as the best form of government. From Zaria, Sagir Muhammad Awal, NTA News.
And that concludes the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Mwoyi.